Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to Locals. We are joined by Stefan.
Hello.
Who won the local with a deck we haven't seen till day. It's the Infernoble.
It's a really good deck.
It's a really good deck, yeah. We had a 28 participant local, and we have two people that are 4-0. It's you and Sam. But I hate Sam, so I gave you the feature.
Thank you.
And you were first by ties, which is also really important. You went 4-0 with the best deck. How did you go?
Pretty good. I made a few misplays, but luckily I were able to recover from them.
Okay.
I'm able to manage to kick the game a lot of times.
Alright, cool. So let's go straight into the deck.
For the first 3 cards I play 3 Gearfeet. Some people I see play 2, but I don't see a reason to play less than 3 copies. It's just like basically the best card in the deck, and if your board gets broken, you need to extend to make further plays. 3 times Renault is basically the best, one of the best cards in the deck. He's a tuner if you special summon him by his own effect, and when he special summons you can add back the Gearfeet or an equip spell or any firebarber for that matter.
Nice.
Double Oliver. He's really good to extend through hand traps. He also turns to a tuner, and sometimes you special summon him off Isolde to make Hulk, or summon him off Hulk.
Okay.
1 Ogier. He's also really good, but I don't want to see him all the time, because his normal summon effect doesn't start a combo or anything, but it's really necessary for certain combos to get this card out on the field early.
Okay.
Then I play 3 Connector and 1 Dolphin.
The boys are back.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's like the best starter. It's a 1 card assault, so that basically starts your whole deck. And if it gets edged, then there's a 1-hitter blast for assault, so you can just combo off.
Exactly, you can just extend easily.
Yeah, usually you have enough extenders to just go on. And 1 Armageddonite. When you draw the Mac Phantom Beast thingy, the Cold Wing, you have this as an alternative play to basically make the same field, but different.
Okay.
This
So
was really
to summon
good.
this off Isolde then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can also norm summon it to get the Plague Spreader in the grave, which means you can do more hand loops.
Okay.
And yeah, 1 Plague Spreader, because he's good. 3 Firefiend Lady. She's also really good. It lets you extend basically to almost all hand traps, besides Gamma. That card's really good.
Yeah. Gamma on the Isolde is
And
really
it's also necessary when you draw the Gamba, you can summon this out of Assault and then tribute it to summon the Gamba from your hand.
Oh, okay, cool.
3 Red Layer. He's also basically the best extender in the deck.
Yeah.
Together with the Connector, you can basically rip any card of your opponent's hand, which means you always rip a card
Yeah, exactly.
if it goes off.
And it's a level 5 fire which comes up as well.
Yes, it's also necessary for some certain combos. Then I also play these boys.
Phantom Knights, interesting.
Yeah, they're not really good for combos necessarily, but you can roll summon them and then special summon 5-minute Lady or discard them with some other cards, which means you can get a Fogbait from your deck or get the Shade Brigandine to also extend to hand traps.
Nice. You play British as well?
No, I don't.
Okay, so just a fire.
Yeah, just this,
Okay.
just to get to extend to hand traps, or to get a Fogblade to protect my cards.
Alright, cool.
1 Goldwing, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's
Don't
a
draw,
lion.
that's bad, don't draw him.
Yeah, don't.
Then you lose. Gamba is, some people play TG Striker, but I find this card better because it's fire, which means your Renault is live, so you can combo off through that.
Okay.
Then 1 Desk Boy.
Yeah, the 1 card missing on the balance.
Yeah. Then for the spells I play 1 Rota because it's basically the best,
it's
one
the
of the
best
best
card.
cards in the deck. It's also lets you fetch Connector, which is also really good. 3 Rota but Wars. Just it's really good. Then 3 Durandal, it's also really good, basically it's a
Yeah, this
Rota.
card is insane.
Yeah,
It's almost dumb, yeah.
yeah. Then 3 DDR. This card goes really good with the deck, especially with the Phantom Knights, as you can do some loot with them. You can also use this to summon back Omega, so you can rip more cards off your opponent's hand.
Cool.
If you open well, you can rip usually 4 to 5 cards out of your opponent's hand.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
it's really good. Then the
Smoke
card should be
grenade.
banned.
Yeah,
honest,
that's the card that should have been
Ridiculous.
banned.
This card probably makes the deck like a whole tier better. It's insane.
Yeah,
1 Liquid Fossil, it's really good.
Yeah, some
It's also
equips to
extender.
extend.
Yeah. This card's also, I wouldn't say broken, but it just enables really some bullshit combos in the deck.
yeah. It's interesting to see this card just coming back and back and
Yeah,
back.
just usually
Gauki
like-
format, it was strong.
just
Now
add
it's
it 2 or 3 times back to your hands just so you can loop.
Yeah.
Then for the traps, once you brick it in, you can search it and it's an extender. It's a warrior also, it's really good.
Yeah.
And then 2 fog blades.
I really like this.
Yeah, when you go first, you have some protection to protect your cards. You have an extra layer of protection that is hard to negate because it's not a monster. And then we go to the extra deck. I play 1 Formula Synchro.
Okay.
I think it's really good because you can play more with your levels and it's needed for the combo when you open Armageddonite and Plague Spreader. And 1 more Metal Marcher, it's really good. And then Tatsunoko, you use this to make a synchro with the card choice of Isolde, so you can have a lot of options to make.
Yeah.
And 1 Roland, really good. 1 Herald, also really good. Power to Dragon, you use this card to fetch the DDRs from your hand, sorry. Or if you draw a DDR, you can also add a living fossil, which means you can hand loop 1 more time with Omega.
Okay.
And 1 Omega, 1 Bullswords Savage, and Charles.
Okay.
And then I also play 2 Isolde. I see some people run 1, but I'm not too sure why, because technically you only need 1 to do your combo. But when you negate your first add effect, let's say Veil or Permanence, you can make a second one, you usually just combo off again. So
Exactly.
that's why you play 2.
Never negate the first effect.
No, don't. Well, sometimes it's okay, but it's never better than okay. And 1 Link was because it's also a really good card.
Yeah.
And 1 Needle Fiber, he's also really good. And then 1 Auroradon because he's also really good.
Yeah.
This card, to be honest, these 2 cards really make the deck. Without these 2, the deck would be dead.
Yeah.
The deck
I totally
inherently
agree.
has no option to make their synchros, and you need the bodies from the Link monsters to be able to make the synchros. So you must play these.
Exactly.
And also 1 VFD.
All right.
I'm not sure if it's really that good. But if you open well enough, you usually end on VFD together with Herald, so they cannot out this.
Okay.
They cannot use drops on it because you have Herald on the field, so they can't send any cards from the hand to the field. And usually against combat
They
decks,
can send spells though. But
spells. But it's just really hard to negate it, and usually you just win after that because they lost 2 or 3 cards, and then you end with VFD and the Herald, and then
true hour, you're gonna win after that.
yeah, you don't. Then you just kick the game after that because
Exactly.
you search the gear fit in the end phase.
Okay. So for
That's
the
it for the extra deck.
for the side deck.
For the side deck, I play Triple Impermanence.
Best hand trap.
It's just one of the best hand traps. It's really hard to negate because it's a trap card, not a monster effect or something.
Yeah.
And it also negates for the whole turn. It's also something really good. And if you draw it going first, you can also just set it.
Yeah, this card is really versatile.
Yeah, it's really good. Also against S0, it's just use
Yeah.
it out a lot. And also 3 Gamma and 1 Driver because it's sort of the same as Impermanence.
Good signature right there.
Yeah, that's it. It's really hard to play through this card because you just use it and you move the body from the field, so they can't use it, go into Link Boss or something, and they have to start over again.
Yeah. Gamma and Isolde is one of the best plays you can do against
Yeah,
this deck.
it's one of the best. And also 3 Nibiru, it's just really good.
Exactly. It came back in this
On
format.
its own, I wouldn't say it's that good, but when you draw this together, then you win.
Yeah, that's
if you
Exodia.
manage to draw this or this, any form, you just
Driver,
you
yeah,
win.
no, it's Gamma.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Driver, but maybe Gamma.
If you
Maybe
draw
a bit
this,
better.
oh, hidden combos.
And also 3 Dark Ruler because they're good, but drops would be better, but I'm poor, so
Yeah, you bought the deck on release, so
Yeah,
it's,
so
it's honestly
I-
fine.
I sold my kidney for it.
Exactly. All right.
Then
2
2 Ash Blossom because
Hand traps,
Yeah,
hand
just
traps,
more
hand
hand
traps.
traps. Usually when you go first, you can usually play through a few hand traps and just win. When you go second, I find out that you usually just need hand traps to stop combo decks because or else you just lose. You have
makes
no way
sense.
to play through 4, 5, 6 negates, and then you still end on the field. You just don't. So you need hand traps to make a worse field or just negate the field on its own.
Yeah, makes sense.
Coming.
All right, interesting. So, what were your matchups?
For the first game I played against Evil Twin. It's
Yeah.
just not really a good deck, so yeah, I just quite won it easily. For my second game I played against Bruce, a really good friend of mine. We played Plunder Patrol. It was
Yeah.
a really tough matchup because I lost the die roll, but I managed to play through I think 5 or 6 negates on my first turn.
Nice.
Because I opened the Phantom Knight stuff.
Oh, cool.
Really good to extend to
Yeah, Bruce is a familiar face on the channel. So.
For my third matchup, I played against Guru with Zexal.
Okay.
It's a really good deck, but unfortunately he bricked one game, and that's where I just won the game.
Sad. Yeah, it happens.
And it's just in one game I ripped his hand for 5 cards and just couldn't play, so that was also quite good. For my last game I played against Orcust. Also
Nice. Joshua Oster's really interesting. Well,
really good player.
Good job. 4-0. Joshua coming up here like, you beat me, motherfucker. Yeah. Okay, so congratulations. 4-0 with Infernoble. Is this the best deck?
I wouldn't say the best deck, but it's like the best deck.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you for the deck profile, and I'm sure we'll see you again on the channel. Okay. Bye, guys.